What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live for Sports Wars Sunday. The time is already here. How is a whole week gone by already?
It's
we're
crazy,
back.
Man.
We're better than ever. Will and Beardo, they just woke up. Actually, they've done nothing else today, and of course, I got problems with the Rumble stream, so I will fix that. I'll refresh over there. But while I'm doing that, Beardo, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Going good. I thought I was going to get some sleep last night. Early morning. These Sunday mornings are doing game on at 7 o'clock in the morning. But no, I decided to fire up an Arc Raider stream at midnight last night and play till about 2:30 in the morning. That was a great idea. Other than that, being tired, I'm ready, man. Jameis Winston, the horse, is ready for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. Jameis Winston, 2024. Let's go, boys.
Fucking Jameis Winston, dude. It's exactly what you were hoping for to start the year.
Hey, I told you on Monday. I told you on Monday after Dable got fired, I would be shocked if Winston weren't the starter. And what was it the next day? Winston was named the starter. So
yeah, but also you know that what that's going to happen is they're going to win and they're going to finish mediocre, and you're not going to get as high of a draft pick as you wanted.
I just want one good game from Jameis, just one. I as a Giants fan, I deserve one good Jameis game. And then I don't care if we lose out. I just want one good, fun Jameis game.
A famous Jameis game.
Yep.
You never know. You never know exactly what's going to happen with that for sure. But we do have Will from Game On, and Beardo's complaining about waking up at 7 in the morning to do that stream. What time is it there for you, Will, when you do that stream?
Oh, we start at 4:30 a.m., of course. I get up at 3:45 every day. It's my life. But good morning. Glad to be here. I did my homework this week, and I know what the chat's going to say. Yeah, we heard this before. You do your homework, and then your picks suck. That was early in the season. Last 3 weeks, I'm like 70% against the spread. All right, so fade at your own risk. But I'm excited. We got a huge slate of games. I got some fun stats for you on some of these. It's a good week for player props and a hard week to pick actual spreads and whatnot, but we'll get into all that. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we had just briefly touched on it before we went live. Some weeks, the matchups, you have like a bunch of one-sided ones, or it's fairly, like, you feel fairly good about picking. This week could be a crazy week for us in terms of our picks, just because there's so many road favorites. There's a lot of just very good matchups when you look at Bucks and Bills, when you look at Eagles, Lions, stuff like that. So this is one of, I think, for me,
Chiefs,
this is
Denver. That's another one.
Which one?
Chiefs, Denver.
Chiefs, Denver, exactly. Like there is just, this is the least good I've felt about any of these weeks so far. We could all be under 500. It's possible. It could fucking happen.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
And I don't mean just me for Beardo. I mean for all of us. Like it could happen. But last week, Beardo, you avoided going under 500.
Let's go.
Jose Contreras for $1. Last week, Ryan, 10-4. Will, 9-5. Beardo, 7-7.
Let's go. Let's go, dude. I'll take it.
Keep it at 500 there. And so overall right now in the season, looks like I'm at 97, 42-1. You're at Beardo's at 83, 56-1, and Will is at 90, 49-1. Will thought he was going to catch up, mix up some ground on me last week.
I know.
And it looked like it could have been possible. You know, we did have a lot of ones that went different, but.
What am I, 14 games behind you, Ryan? You're at 94 and I'm at 80?
You're 83.
I'll make that up.
Yeah, I could not show up for a week, and I don't know if you're going to make it up. But yes, Cindy, let's get to some of these chats. And McCock with Obama deep throat and a big old rainbow dildo with 50 gifted memberships.
Wow. Let's go, boys.
Look at that from
Let's
McCock.
go.
Feeling froggy today, McCock.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Alex McCarthy for 2. My Green Bay and Jags will win. Meta PC RK Outpost. Beardo. Bro, Packers looked so shitty the other night.
They looked terrible, man. They looked bad.
I mean, the Eagles didn't look great either, but they holy fuck. Green Bay looked bad. Mick Walsh. There was a betting scandal in English soccer recently. Google Sandro Tolani and Ivan Toney, who were banned for betting on games. I'm pretty sure there was like hundreds of players in some Turkish soccer, gambling controversies. Well, here's the thing. Regardless of what state or what country or what sport we're talking about, whether gambling is legalized or not legalized, people have been trying to fix games for forever, right?
Oh yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. And we're obviously hearing so much about it right now. And one, I think it's a good thing because they're finding people that are doing this. And because it is being officially regulated everywhere, they can look for these trends and patterns and all that shit, which is why we're seeing a lot of this come to light, which is a good thing. But also it is a bad thing optically for all of these leagues. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get in the NFL because they want to put their foot down. And we'll see. We'll see if Roger Goodell can put his foot down. B. Chain, Ryan, tough season for Purdue, but takes solace. Notre Dame has never beaten UConn in a football game. 1-0 all time, baby. Let's go, Huskies. Good chance for program's first ever 10-win season in FBS. B. Chain is a huge UConn fan. The only UConn football fan that I've really ever met or interacted with too much. But yes, shout out to B. Chain. And Purdue football has been terrible. And it's what makes it worse is that IU's so fucking good. That's like the disgusting part of it. Because I could handle a down year for Purdue because we're still like, it doesn't matter. I remember last Purdue game I was at, last time I got out to Ross-Ade Stadium, it was against Michigan when Denard Robinson was still at Michigan. It was his last season at Michigan. And I think he broke the record for most fucking rushing yards in a game or something. They beat the shit out of us. But IU lost too. And, when the scoreboard flicks open and IU lost, everybody fucking breaks out cheering. Some IU sucks chants, some fuck IU chants. So then even in your misery, you could take some solace in that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude. Not this year. Not this year. Thanks again to McCock for 50 Sports Wars memberships. Joe Mann, good morning, gentlemen. How are you? Got you that win over the Vikings as promised, Ryan. Now it's your turn. Can't wait for the full Jameis experience. We got a big game today for my Chicago Bears. Pissin' Penguins. What's up, guys? Will, please bring back the porn star stash. Also, fuck my Steelers.
I'll bring it back next week. I'll do it for you.
Now go do it right now.
No, I don't want to go out there right now. It's chaos at my house.
Dom H with 10 Sports Wars memberships.
Thanks, Dom.
Shout out to our man, Dom, who Aaron Judge just won MVP. How do you feel about that, Will? Did the right man win MVP over Cal Raleigh?
100%. 100%. I saw Dan Patrick complaining about it, a bunch of people complaining about it. Listen, if you want it to be a home run award, then just make it a home run award. But I mean, Aaron Judge blew him out of the water in all the other stats. Like you guys know, I had Cal Riley earlier in the season. Aaron Judge went out, Cal Riley went up. I told you I sold out of that one because of this. Because if you look at all the other stats, the only thing he was beating him in was home runs. And then I actually bought in on Judge when he was a dog, so that one came through. But no, I absolutely think even with set the money aside I had on it, he was the MVP. It's not a home run award. I mean, home runs help, but it wasn't like Judge had 30 home runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, precisely. And when you look at all the other numbers, Aaron Judge is insane. When you look at on base percentage, slugging, OPS, everything, to me, it's the right move. Now, people are this is how it always is, right? Though you get tired of the same person winning, and even the people that vote for this get tired of the same person winning, and you will see that. You will see that happen. People feel like, oh, somebody else's shot, somebody else. And you look at NBA MVPs over the years, maybe more so than any other league, they're affected by that type of shit. But yeah, and then of course Shohei wins his fourth one in 5 years or whatever the fuck.
Well, and then you also hear people say like, oh, Cal Riley was the first player ever to hit that many home runs and not win an MVP. But they don't talk about if you would have flipped that script and if Aaron Judge wouldn't have won, he would have been the first player to have all those crazy stats and all those other categories and not win MVP. So it goes both ways. Yeah,
Cal's probably the first person to hit 60 home runs and bat 240 as well. Like, yeah, it's unique. I agree. It's unique.
I mean, he had a great season. It was fun, good story, but Judge was the MVP.
Codifer. Good morning, Sports Wars. Glad to see you here and healthy, Ryan. Bear down. Oh, I'm healthy. I'm ready. I am tired. Not gonna lie, a little tired this morning. I was dragging a little bit. My liver was not thanking me, but I'm good. I'm feeling good, Codifer. American man, what a win by USC in the rain, no less. Haven't seen that many happy faces in the Coliseum in November for a long time. Fight on, Trojans. And, why don't we use that opportunity to get to that? Because there was a lot of big games. And now, obviously, we're so far into the season. We've got the college football playoff rankings that are being updated and people really thinking about how all of this is going to shake out. And we had some big shakeups yesterday. Some big losses, some big wins, some big come from behind wins in some cases in the SEC. My gosh. But Beardo, yeah, USC, did you get to catch the USC game?
No, I did not. I did not watch. I was watching, I did catch some Oklahoma, Alabama, and Texas, Georgia. But yeah, USC, besides that loss to Illinois, we'd be right there in the college football playoff hunt. And we still might be if we win out. But that loss to Notre Dame is a good loss. But that loss to Illinois, that's what's really hurting us. But if we win out, I think we might have a shot at the playoff.
Yeah, USC needed a big second half comeback against Iowa. And, Iowa football sometimes isn't the most interesting. Sometimes isn't the most thrilling. Sometimes a punt's the most exciting thing that they see. But they went up big, and USC had to come back and win this thing. And it's a big, big win for them. They couldn't have lost that game at home and had, like you said, any hopes of potentially sliding in there somewhere. But
Iowa covered, though. All they do is cover.
Well, I mean, when there's not many points scored, it makes it a little easy to cover,
Yeah.
At least when you're the dog. But Texas, Georgia, which I think a lot of people were hoping would be a big matchup, it was a fucking slaughter. It was a slaughter, a dominating performance from Georgia. And I think that should be the nail in the coffin for Texas. The fact that
it was close to the fourth quarter.
Go ahead.
It was a close game to the fourth quarter. Texas was in it until the fourth.
Yes, you're right. It wasn't a runaway fucking beatdown, but it felt like Georgia was dominating the game, though.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
I never felt, after that first half, I never felt for a second like Texas was going to be able to win this thing. And then finally the wheels came off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as the resident Arch Manning fan, Beardo, how did you feel about his performance?
I'm not a fan anymore. I threw away my jersey. I threw away my hat. No, it's just watching Arch Manning and watching Texas. I don't know where I get this hope from. Maybe from watching Peyton and Eli, but I'm just waiting for him to turn it on, and he just doesn't. He's just struggling, and I'm just waiting for just that fourth quarter magic, and he just doesn't have it. Arch does not have that clutch gene that his uncles had. So, yeah, man, it's tough.
Well, to be fair, Peyton doesn't have it either.
He had it. He had it for sure.
Regular season, maybe.
Hey, he's 3-2 against Brady in the playoffs. So let's just put that to rest. But yeah, man, Arch Manning next year, he's got to work on something. I don't know if his shoulder's injured. There's been lingering reports and stuff. Is Arch Manning fully healthy? Texas isn't really, saying anything about it. Sarkisian isn't talking about it, saying that he's perfectly healthy. There seems to be something off with Arch. So I still got hope for the kid next year, but this year has not been it.
How many Super Bowls does Peyton have?
Us.
Okay, just making sure. I think Brady has like 7 or something.
Yeah, but if it weren't for Peyton and Eli, Tom would have 10 Super Bowls.
Hey, put Peyton and Eli Super Bowls together. How many do they have?
4.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Undefeated, 18-1.
I
18-1, Will.
I just saw it in the chat, and it's correct. DeBar says he's got one legit Super Bowl. And yes, he has one legit Super Bowl, which is the victory over the Chicago Bears. Obviously helped out by the fact that on that fucking rainy field, was it Tillman? I think Charles Tillman, who belongs to the Hall of Fame. And I hope that motherfucker makes the Hall of Fame. I love Charles Tillman. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with all the turnovers he's forced over his career. It's insane. Absolutely nuts. But if he hadn't slipped, you know what I mean, on the wet grass, Might not even win that one. The Broncos one does not count. I could have won quarterback.
What do you mean
in
that one
game.
doesn't count?
It doesn't count. I
Super
could have
Bowl
won.
win.
That's like Trent Dilfer's ring. That is effectively what that fucking Broncos Super Bowl was for Peyton. I could have been playing quarterback in that game and we would have won the Super Bowl. Brock Osweiler could have played better than Peyton played in that Super Bowl.
He was a game manager, man, and he threw a 2-point conversion.
Championship. We lost the AFC Championship game that year.
Yeah, you did.
I remember.
Yeah, you did in Denver.
Freaking Gronk couldn't hang on to the ball.
It looks like the Finns may have just scored. The Dolphins score. So just so you guys know, we do have an international game going on right now. Washington. I know. We love the international audience so much. We're going to give them the Washington Commanders against the Miami Dolphins. 2 3-7 teams. Jeez. What are we doing to those poor people in these other countries?
For the record, Beardo picked Miami. I picked Washington.
I picked Miami as well, for the record. So it's a rough thing to choose between. But to me, this is it for Texas. I'm kind of shocked that they're still ranked 10th, but I guess they did only have 2 losses. With that third loss and the way that they've looked in some of these, that should be it, right? No college football playoff for 3-loss Texas, right?
No, they should be out of contention.
Yes, they should, based off of how they played this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a 3-loss team in. I don't think it will be Texas, but if it is Texas, it'll be because they have A&M coming up, and if they beat A&M,
that'll be a big win.
That would be a good win with them also beating Oklahoma. If we do see one sneak in, if a 3-loss team sneak in, Texas would have, but I don't think they're beating A&M. But I wouldn't be surprised this year because I don't know who's good in pro or college football. Point out the good team to me. I can make an argument against them. It's so wild. I love it, but I do think because so many teams have lost this year that we are going to get a 3-loss team into the playoff.
Yeah, but it's going to look a little bit different, like how things maybe play out for Bama down the stretch, and if they end up with 3 losses, it's just going to be different. We'll see. I feel like it should end their hopes, but it just won't necessarily be the case. You talked about A&M. A&M needed a huge comeback against South Carolina. They were getting the shit kicked out of them in South Carolina. And what a huge win for A&M to remain undefeated. Undefeated.
What was A&M favored by? Like 14 points?
17.5.
There you go.
And that is that would have been a devastating loss for them, not only to, ruin their perfect season, but also, at home against South Carolina would have been terrible. So they desperately needed that one. And you are right about that matchup later on, Will. That could have huge implications for Texas. A really great win on their resume, at the end of the season.
I think it's in Texas this year. Unless they play at a neutral site. I can't remember, but I think it's in Texas. But yeah, A&M, I've been saying all season, they haven't had one of those dud games yet. They've had some close games, but they haven't had one where they just looked pathetic and they were due. And that first half, man, 30-3, just gross. But what a win for them to come back in the second half and not give up. I mean, they just came out hot out the gates, and you saw they put up 21 in the third quarter. Once they did that, it felt like, oh God, it's inevitable. They're going to come back and win this thing. But that's what you want from a team. I mean, granted, you don't want to be down 30-3, but you do, as a coach, would like your team to be a little battle tested and have to come back, even if it is against a South Carolina team, to be down that much. There's some record out there, teams that were down 17 or more in the SEC was like 0-256. And
yeah, it's like a Broncos over the Giants type of stat,
Yeah, God, I love we get to find a way to bring that up every week.
Yeah, there's been so many comebacks. We always have to keep coming back to that comeback because that was impressive. We can talk about the one from the other week if you want, but and then obviously Oklahoma beating Alabama, huge matchup there. I don't know where the fuck Jeremy's at. I don't know if Jeremy's crying himself to sleep or what happened. Maybe he streamed after. I don't know, but. Second loss for Alabama on the season. It is actually very funny. And we talk about, look, we're always going to overreact to everything early on in the college football season, but that first week when Alabama lost the way that they lost, we were like, it's fucking over for Bama. Kalen DeBoer's going to be gone. Like, and obviously they've been on such this great stretch with 8 straight wins against a lot of formidable opponents. They lose against a very good Oklahoma team, in the fourth quarter in this game. But Alabama with their second loss, certainly going to lose that number 4 spot in the college football playoff rankings, but will still be there. But it's a big shakeup with some of these losses and the way that they happen. Just wanted to talk about this one real quick. Ole Miss beats Florida, and there's a lot swirling about Lane Kiffin potentially going to Florida. I don't think that it's there. I don't think that happens. And I think that Lane Kiffin, when he's addressing it, I very much think he's maybe just using it to get another big contract extension, a little bump in the numbers, just to let people know he could leave if he wants. I don't think he's going anywhere. Do you guys?
Might be going to New York.
No, come on.
I know his hat is in the ring.
I don't think he's going to
stays.
Florida, but I think he might take another job. We'll see how this year plays out. I do kind of like Ole Miss if they kind of hang around where they're at right now. They've got this was their last toughest. I know it's Florida. They're 3-7, but I mean it's always a tough match against Florida. But this is their last tough game, and I don't think they might squeak into the SEC championship now that Alabama lost. That was the other thing with Alabama. They controlled their own path to the SEC title game, and now they don't. But Ole Miss might find themselves in that title game. If not, actually, I don't see how they don't if they win out, because they'll be I think they got one more. They have Mississippi State left. They'll be 11-1. You have A&M, who is undefeated, so it would be those two. It depends on how they if they can make it to the college football semifinal, maybe he sticks around. If not, I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
Here's the thing for Lane at this point, with all the different stops he's had and all the crash outs and burnouts in some different places. I think Ole Miss is a great place for him because he's got a lot of money and a lot of support, and obviously can turn out some really great teams. But I don't think the pressure is on you as much at Ole Miss, even with some of that awesome infrastructure you get, as it would be, say, if he did go to Florida. Like, I just think he's in a really good spot, man. I think he's in a really good spot, and I don't think I would fucking leave if I was him.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good fit for him at Ole Miss.
But LSU, man. LSU is an attractive job for any coach.
It is. You could burn out quick, though. You could burn out quick, as we've seen. Let's see. Jose Taco. Jeremy OK has been online since the Alabama loss. Speaking of, I don't know. Jose Taco. We do a wellness check. Jameis is fun to watch. Unlike Russ, fuck Notre Dame.
Agreed.
Fuck Notre Dame. They did beat Pittsburgh, but
they
fuck
shit
Notre
stomped
Dame.
Pittsburgh.
Dude, when your coach says, "I don't care if we lose by 100," believe him. That's why I bet big on Notre Dame. I'm like, okay, well, Notre Dame's going to cover the spread. It was a weird end of that third quarter there. The Pitt got a pick six, kind of give them some hope, and then they go for a 2-point conversion and throw a pick six that way. Notre Dame returned it for 2 points. That kind of put an end to that game. But that was wild that the Pitt coach came out and said, and he's right, the game doesn't matter because they have 2 big ACC games. It's not an ACC game for rankings and whatnot. But why even say that you don't care if you lose by 100?
Oh, man. Bowman Spyro, 2 more Dallas games where I can't drink, with one of them happening tomorrow. Thankfully, it's against the Raiders. So we should win, right? Right?
Nope.
We're going to get to it. Though. We're going to get to that Raiders game. UNSC Connor, ring is a ring. It counts. Go Broncos. Look, if it's my team, of course, a ring is a ring. It counts. However, I view Peyton Manning's Super Bowl victory in that Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers being carried by the Broncos defense a little bit differently than I view, say, Tom Brady's Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl victory, right?
But what about the Patriots win over the Rams the second
certainly
time?
You could compare it to similar things. However, However, to
That was
have
one
a
of the
clutch,
most boring Super Bowls of all time. The 2019
not if you're a
Super Bowl
Patriot
was,
fan. It was a sweat
Fuck
the whole
that.
time.
Tom didn't even have a touchdown pass.
It's all
There was
right,
one
didn't you?
touchdown scored in that game, and it was running
Pardon?
back.
it was like 10-3
Part of the game
or
plan.
something, right? Was that the final
Yeah,
score?
it was, dude. I was a mess that whole game. Yeah, it was 10-3. It was gross.
Terrible.
It was Jared Goff, yeah?
Jared Goff,
Mhm.
Todd Gurley.
That's what Sean McVay came out and said he can't win a Super Bowl with this quarterback, and then trades Jared Goff.
And now Jared Goff looks like that's one of those few trades where you look at it and you're like, you know what? This worked out really well for both teams. Like what Detroit was able to get and the picks that they were able to use and turn those things into, which is these great fucking players, as well as getting Jared Goff and Ben Johnson really turning around Jared Goff's career. And then they get
the Rams
Stafford.
get a Super Bowl out of it.
Yeah, and then they get Stafford, who's ready-made to fucking win now, and they win the Super Bowl. And I think we feel like the Lions are still going to be good for quite some period of time. Whether they ever win one or not, we'll see. But that trade worked out very well for both parties.
Yes, it did.
But you would agree if you had to pick a winner, that's the Rams who won that trade because they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they're still good.
I mean, it worked out good. Yeah.
It would be like, of course, you get the Super Bowl, you win, period.
Yeah.
We could view it a little bit differently if, say, they won a Super Bowl that year that Stafford got there, and then the team fucking fell apart and they weren't able to replace players and shit because of the capital they gave up, like whatever. If those things had happened, you might be, they did win a Super Bowl, but they kind of sacrificed the future of their team. Is that really good overall? But they're still fucking good. They might be the best team in the league right now.
Well, we'll see after today.
Or they might be playing the best team in the league right now this week.
Yep.
I'm just saying arguably because Seattle's playing better than anybody, no doubt. Joe Mann. Hey, that's my guy, Trent Dilfer. Nah, for real, he ass.
Yeah.
He won. He won a Super Bowl.
You
just
know who
like
he beat?
Peyton.
You know who Trent Dilfer beat in that Super Bowl?
Wait, was it
2000
Falcons, right?
No.
Wasn't it the Bucks?
No.
Ravens. So that was 99, 2000, 2001.
More obvious. Who did the Ravens beat in 2000 in the Super Bowl?
Raiders.
Come on.
No, they're in the same fucking conference.
No, yeah, right. Who was it? It was
Come on, boys.
that was Raiders Bucks.
Don't look at the chat because it's in the chat.
I'm not looking at the chat. Was it Atlanta was 99 then, I guess, huh?
No, 99 was Titans Rams.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
fuck.
right.
Titans Rams was good.
Who did the Ravens beat?
Was it the Rams?
They beat the New York Football Giants.
Oh, fuck. God.
Really?
Kerry Collins was the quarterback of the Giants.
Oh.
Michael Strahan, Tiki Barber.
Who's the running back?
Tiki Barber.
It was just Tiki, nobody else?
I don't, well, probably, but I don't remember.
Was Ron Dane there?
I couldn't tell you.
Was Ron Dane there at the time? He may have been there.
I was young. But yeah, they beat the Giants.
That's how we just get fucking like that Super Bowl to me, or that Giants team is sucked in a vacuum that I have no memory of.
Yeah.
Ron Dane was there, says Jim. All right, there you go. Little lightning and thunder action. I fucking hated Ron Dane, running back for Wisconsin, won the Heisman when I thought Drew Brees should have won the fucking Heisman, so I fucking hated Ron Dane.
Be right back.
DeBee's been a long year. Fuck it. Hashtag roll tide. Hashtag go Steelers. Taker for 2. Y'all taking my Seahawks versus Rams today or what?
I'll tell you in a little bit.
Well, Beardo's obviously picking the Seahawks. I'm picking the Rams in the game. But I don't feel great about it. I think it's going to be a great fucking game.
Yeah.
And no one's going to see it. You know, like it's really funny, actually.
See it?
What's that?
What do you mean no one's going to see it?
The distribution of what's airing where, because the distribution
unless
of what's,
you have Sunday Ticket.
well, sure, of course. What I'm talking about is like the shit that gets broadcast to everybody.
Can be West Coast.
Yeah. But that's a huge fucking game. And you know who's not even going to be calling that game? Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady's going to be calling Tom Brady, the number one broadcast group for them, is going to be calling Bears Vikings.
Oh shit.
What a game.
Damn, that stinks.
Yeah, they got and now that means Greg Olson probably will get Seahawks fans, which I actually think Greg Olson is great.
Yeah, Greg Olson's. Yeah, he's better.
But I
than
disagree
Tom.
with him sometimes. But I think he's great in the box. I really
Yeah.
do think he's good. But Will. We got to get to this betting stuff. That's why you're here, Will. You fucking degenerate. You fucking degenerate gambler.
I'm the reason they have to make these rules.
You are the reason.
Dude, we faded the NFL so hard this morning because of that rule. All we did this morning was just player prop bets.
Yeah,
I have 5 power plays on Prize Picks going today, all on player props. Well, obviously Prize Picks, but
that is how Prize Picks works. Shout out Prize Picks.
Yeah.
But obviously, at the forefront of so much of the conversation surrounding, the NFL season, the start of the NBA season, things that we had during the season in Major League Baseball was sports betting and sports gambling, which is now being kind of not only more legalized in a lot of different states, but also partnerships with these different sports leagues and sports teams, and they're doing advertisements for them, all of this different stuff. Well, with that obviously comes some fucking complications if you have any player that gets involved in any way. And when we saw, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier get arrested just a few weeks ago at the very start of the NBA season, the NFL definitely took it seriously. The NFL said, hey, just so you guys know, here's the fucking rules. Don't fuck around. And now in the aftermath of Emmanuel Clase and the other Guardians pitcher being arrested and facing potentially 60 fucking years in prison, all for like barely any money. I can't believe the small amount of money that these motherfuckers were making.
$12K, right?
What's that?
It was like $12K that he made.
Yeah, like $5K or $10K per time or something like that. It like so small. And the NFL's decided it's time to do something, and I don't even really know what the fuck this means. But prop bet backlash. Leagues clamp down on wagers after betting scandals. And this is about the NFL. The NFL is put out a big memo that said they're going to try to limit and where possible prohibit altogether prop bets in the league. This is in the aftermath of all this different shit. Will, what the fuck does this even mean, and how are they going to do this?
Yeah, I have a lot to say on this. I'll try not to ramble too much, but a lot of this,
You're good, man.
this virtue signaling is kind of what they're doing, because they came out and listed these 4 things saying, hey, here's what we're doing. The league basically came out and said that our partners who we partner with in gambling, we've worked with them to limit these certain player props, and they're getting rid of certain player props. But some of it is virtual signaling. It's like we inherently objectionable, meaning like betting on player injuries or fan misconduct. You can't even do that anyway. So they just threw that in there for no reason. A number of penalties or replay reviews, that's not a thing you can really bet on. You might find a market where you can find like how many penalties will be in the game. Even then, it's like you can't really. What does that got to do with? It's not like players are gonna go out there and just start punching people so we can get the penalties up. Some of the ones that I think is crazy that they're doing. They want to ban kicker props, like single person outcome. Like, because of the baseball stuff with the pitches, they're like, oh, okay, so single player outcome. Let's ban the kicker props, which one is dumb, because a kicker. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with a kicker, whether he's going to make it or not. It's not a single player outcome. Also, a kicker's not going to risk missing a field goal for a few $1,000s. Every play in football is so much more important than a single pitch in baseball. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Obviously, it could. A player could throw the game or throw a play in the game, of course.
I think the better way to phrase that is like it's not just look, we have seen people, right? We saw Terry Rozier. We've seen these things, right?
Yeah.
However, the likelihood of that happening, that has to be fucking extreme for somebody willing to do that, as opposed to what we saw with like Emmanuel Clase. And like, to put it in perspective, at the top of the 4th inning, is the first pitch at the top of the 4th inning going to be a ball or a strike? And wasting one pitch so the count is 1-0, that's much less impactful and much less doing way less harm to your team or anything like that than the idea of just straight up missing a field goal or something. So I do think those things are very, very different. But go ahead.
Yeah. And then other things that they're trying to ban is predetermined outcomes. And they give an example of like whether a specific player is going to start the game or not. That doesn't really matter, because if a player doesn't start the game, all the props that you bet on them, they're void. So it's a lot of virtue signaling, but I think it is a slippery slope for multiple reasons that the NFL is going down. One is they're doing this with only their partner, because that's the only way they have control is with their partnered sponsors, whatever sports books they're sponsored with. Well, you're kind of hurting your partner there, because other sports books that aren't partnered with the NFL, they're just going to go ahead and put those props up and be like, we know people are going to bet on these. You can come bet them over here. The NFL won't let you bet them over there. You can bet them over here. There's offshore books. There's all that. So that hurts your own, partner. And then what else I think is just dumb all around by this is the NFL is king. We know this. They get the ratings. They get, they just keep growing every year. If they start down this path, we know that it's going to just only get more restrictive going on. And I think they could really damage the league, meaning for viewership, because if you start limiting these props, people love these props. This is like fantasy football, right? Fantasy football is basically like betting player props.
It is fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
And for everybody for years and years, I don't like gambling. Like, they have no problem throwing $50 in a pot with all their fucking buddies and playing fantasy football. That's what player prop bets are effectively.
Yeah, I mean, like last week's games in the afternoon slate, they were all 20-point blowouts. But I guarantee you the ratings didn't dip too much because there's people tuned in to see if their fantasy player, if their prop bets in, if their guy they bet to score a touchdown. You start taking those away, and you're going to hurt your viewership. Which I mean, why would anyone tune into a 20-point blowout if they don't have anything on it, right? It's I don't know. To me, it seems like they could be going down a slippery slope. We'll see. Usually when they start putting these restrictions in there, it only gets worse. And we've seen with players coming out, I've seen more and more. I don't know about you guys. I've seen more and more players bitching about fantasy sports, or, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. They complain,
heckled by fans.
Yeah, someone got mad at me because I didn't go over my points or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you're a professional athlete. Get used to it. You get heckled for everything. Okay. Who cares that leagues come out and say obviously there's things crossing the line you can't do, but just yelling and heckling your player because he didn't get you your 3 threes made or whatever, so be it. It's where we're at now.
Yeah, it's like some anonymous person called me the N-word because I didn't hit my over, and it's like,
yeah, it's just like, okay, whatever, boohoo, man. You get paid millions of dollars to go out there and play. Who cares? But I think the NFL's got to be careful here because they are king right now. But if they start doing this stuff, it could hurt viewership. It could hurt ratings, which hurts revenue for the league. And I also just think what they're doing wrong is in baseball, they did it right. Instead of banning first pitch, put a $200 cap or whatever you want. They did $200 cap. That's fine. No one needs to bet $10K. I don't even think you could get $10K down on most sports books for a first pitch deal anyways. Put $200 limit on it. Okay, no one's going to be cheating for a cut of $200, right? That's what they should be. Especially what makes me mad is the kicker props. Kicker props are so much fun to bet in the NFL, and if you're going to take that away, just put a cap on it. Put $100 cap. Who cares? I don't know.
So just as a quick update, we just had it looked like Miami is going to be forced to punt, and they did. And then it got botched. So Miami, I think it was Curtis Samuel maybe back there that muffed the punt. And Miami takes it back. Miami is tied with Washington 13-13 with the ball in very good position with 4 minutes left.
4 minutes.
Did Washington go for it on fourth and goal? Did Washington go for it fourth and goal?
They did, and they did not make it. That's how Miami got the ball back. But then they stalled out, so they had to punt. Did not work well. But here's the thing. I think it's very good that the NFL is being proactive in, even if it is a virtue signal of sorts, into looking into doing something. Because right now, between the way everybody looks at every single fucking play, and every motherfucker out there thinks that just because their team didn't win or because this team's fucking good, that means that they're getting helped by the refs, all this fucking shit. Because so much of that is so prevalent, combined with all these scandals that are coming out. They have to protect themselves because at the end of the day, the integrity of the game is very, very important. And so I'm glad that they are looking seriously into these things and trying to come up with some solutions. But you're right. Some of this are things that you can't even really bet to begin with. But obviously they need to do what they can. I don't have any problem with sports gambling at all in any way, shape, or form. Now, I think there are people that are addicted to it. I think there are people that have addictive personalities, and that's bad for people. And those people should fucking avoid it in the same way they should avoid a million other things they could possibly get addicted to. Like like fucking fast food or some shit. If you have a
Mhm.
problem, if you can't control yourself, then fucking step away. But it is a big deal, and the NFL is the biggest guy out there. And I'm glad they're taking it seriously, but some of this shit is a little bit silly.
I hear you on that, and I agree. Get out in front of it. You got to have some good PR, obviously. But I guess what makes me kind of frustrated with this is one, I think that it may go too far with it, and if you go too far with it, it's going to ruin. I mean, obviously something that I'm involved in every single day, but just also the league itself. But two, it's like they're sitting here spending their time worrying about someone trying to dictate or help an outcome of the game or whatever by missing a kick on purpose or whatnot. Yet the NFL, every week we have problems in the league because they won't, like, for example, the tush push, right? They can't get that right. Like, we can't get like an extra ref out there and a ref on the cameras to get that right. We still have refs that are spotting the ball 10 yards downfield, like whether he got the first down or not. It's just it's a line judge determination. He's usually behind the ball trying to run up and say, oh, he was right here actually. Why can't we pay for an extra ref to be up on the line so we can get a better spot? Because although they do put, I think you've talked.
Why can't we pay for refs to be refs, period? Right? The idea of part-time refs and shit. I think Adam Thielen actually said that the other day. Like, the NFL makes so much fucking money. You're telling me we can't just have official full-time referees that we're paying good money to, that is their only fucking job? I think we can. Yeah. I think it's important enough, and there's so much on the line for all these teams and all these fans and everything that we got to get as close to right as we can.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job with the replay assist and stuff that they've implemented this season. I do like that. Let's get the call right. But like I think you've talked about this, Ryan. They put the chip in the ball, but the chip in the ball is only for measurements. It's not for. It's still the ref on the field that's put in the spot. So he'll put his spot, and then they'll use the chip to see if it's past the first down or not. That's the only. I think a lot of people think the chip in the ball is helping determine if the guy got the first down or not. No, it's where the ref marks the ball. So I would like to see them focus more on getting the game right and using resources that way. But I do agree with you that they do need to come out in front of all this, scandal, gambling scandals in sports and try to get in front of it. But I'm afraid they might go too far.
Yeah, I think it's a slippery slope for sure. Because like you said, you're hurting the sponsor, the sports book that the league is sponsored with. And for beginner sports bettors like me who are just getting into it, who like doing these player props, they're either not going to continue betting because they can't do it anymore, or if they really enjoyed it, they're just going to go to an offshore account and they're going to do it that way. So you're losing a customer at that point. And with like I said, it's a slippery slope because where are they going to start? Like, you start with, okay, is Tua going to throw an incompletion on his first drive of the game? Well, that's Tua, so yeah, he probably will. Like, it's not like he's going to fucking throw that specifically to be an incompletion. So where do you draw the line? Is it just those small prop bets where it's when it comes to like an incompletion here and there, and just keep it stats based, touchdowns, yards, and receptions, a total of receptions?
Or they might even force you can't bet under. Like, some books will only make, like, especially on like even on Kalshi and stuff like that, you can, when you want to parlay things together, you can only pick over, which is dumb.
Yeah, and that can prevent it, right? Because then if people can't go out and dog it and hit their unders or whatever, so it's all crazy. And this has happened since the beginning of time. Since sports were invented, people have been betting on them, and since there was money on them, there have been some people within it that are willing to do things to benefit themselves or others or whatever. And we might have just very close. HN should have probably stayed in bounds there. So Miami Dolphins are down on the 6-yard line, just stepped out of bounds with 2 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock. They probably would have wanted to take some more time off here, but if they can score a touchdown, I'm sure they'll be happy with it. But they are in prime scoring position right now. First and goal for the Miami Dolphins.
Waddle.
In Barcelona.
Damn.
You need Waddle, huh?
I need Waddle.
Don't you need Ertz too?
Yeah, there's still time. Plenty of time.
Hey, last week's international game went to overtime. Maybe we'll get one here. Dolphins score.
Time.
Yeah. I always think it's funny, the international games, because they like the times that they cheer are so different from like the times that we cheer. Like they
Mhm.
love field goals, dude. They love
Mhm.
watching people kick field goals. They're so used to soccer and shit. They're like, look at that. That's a weird shaped ball. Like, I don't know.
Meanwhile,
Fucking
we're just like, well, time to go get another beer while they attempt this field goal.
yes, exactly. Ned Steeler for 5. I do not agree with full-time refs. Reason? What are you going to say when they still can't call OPI when it's so blatant even Ray Charles can see it? Like people are going to miss calls. That is a thing that happens. And as technology continues to get better and cameras continue to get better and the amount of angles that you can get continues to get better, we notice it more now than we ever had. You know, back in the fucking 70s, you have any idea how many calls those motherfuckers missed all the fucking time? We just have the benefits of the technology where it does look so blatant to us.
I would like to
And
see more refs for like replay assist, or refs that aren't on the field but know what they're doing and what they're looking for with all the cameras
yes,
and stuff that we have now to help with the refs on the field.
yeah.
Because it's
And
like, I mean, I know when you slow things down, anything can look like a penalty and whatnot, but like when it's plain as day that the Eagles both guards are leaving that early that we can all see it, that should be something that they can review. Then
agreed.
you won't have people bitching about the tush push anymore.
Agreed. Over on Rumble, KW for 5. How I feel about Lane Kiffin as a Vols fan. In the beautiful words of Ryan Kennel, literally, go fuck yourself. Yeah. A lot of people don't like Lane. A lot of people don't like Lane. I think he stays, man. I really do. I think he's in a good spot for him. He can do his thing. He can be him and have his fucking personality and all that shit. And nobody's really bothered by it. You don't have the same type of media pressure at Ole Miss that you're going to have at some of these other places. I think Ole Miss is the perfect place for him, man.
I like that he's embraced the persona, He just leans into the memes and everything, and he can take a joke.
Who was it? Was it Brandon Walker he replied to on Twitter the other day when Brandon Walker's begging him to take like the Florida job or some shit?
Yeah, it was something like that.
He's like, stop glazing me. So like Lane Kiffin replied on social media to Brandon Walker, which is pretty funny. But you know what? Why don't we talk about these games? As we've got the one game that's getting ready to be over. Before that, we should talk about the Thursday game. The most incredible, stunning matchup, Justin Fields and the New York Jets against the Patriots. I got to be honest, you probably weren't feeling great about how your team looked for a decent portion of that game, huh?
I wasn't too worried. We were double-digit favorites. I was actually more happy. So I was kind of like, I was a little bit nervous before the game that this felt like a game that we could lose. Division game, short week, funny things happen. But to be honest, I didn't really care if we dropped one, whatever. Obviously, I want my team to win, but I'm more greedy in the fact that there was like 50% of the people left in my survivor had the Patriots. So it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world for me. But what worked out perfectly was the Patriots won by exactly 13. And that was exactly what the spread was, which knocked out everyone on both sides in another contest that I'm in.
Holy
So
shit.
my Pats not only got the win, because if you tie, you lose if you're picking against the spread in this contest. And so not only did my Patriots get the win, they won by exactly 13 and knocked out a bunch. They helped me out. So I'm happy. We're 9-2. The Bills lose today. We pretty much got the division locked up. I still don't think Drake May is the MVP. I still think it is Stafford, for people wondering. Drake May still hasn't thrown for a 300-yard game this season. As great as he's been, that's kind of crazy. He hasn't done that. Stafford obviously has a way tougher schedule, but it was a great win by the Patriots. I like what this team's doing. The way they're, way Vrabel's got them headed. They love their coach, and I love that we got a late bye week. We got a game next week against the Bengals, and then we have a bye. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out. But it looks like we're headed to the playoffs.
Yeah, and Trevion Henderson coming on as well. Finally, like, what the fuck? We've been looking at that team for weeks and been like, what the fuck is going on? So
I told you, Vrabel's plan. He was like, "We're going to sit him for 10 weeks. We're going to sit him, keep those legs rested, bring him out when we need him." He's genius.
But 4th and goal now at the Washington 1. Washington is going to get this ball back. There's a minute and 44 seconds left. So we'll see what they decide. They got to kick the field goal here. You can't fucking go for fourth.
It's Miami, dude. You never know.
Twice they already did it one time down there and came up short. So we'll see. But Bears Vikings, a rematch of the first game of the season in which it looked like the Bears had it well in hand until everything started crumbling and people were like, looks like JJ McCarthy's had one good quarter of football and people were like glazing him. Things are different now. Bears on a winning streak. Vikings have been on the struggle bus a little bit here and there, but it's at the Vikings. How do you guys feel about this game, Beardo?
I'm on the Bears. Week one. What was it? Week one, Ryan? Vikings at the Bears. JJ McCarthy coming in with probably his best fourth quarter that he's ever played. And I just don't have any faith in JJ McCarthy at all. I think he's a bum, and I don't buy into the whole 9 demon gimmick. I think the Bears go into Minnesota and they get a dub today. And I also have Caleb Williams more than 250 passing yards today.
Ooh, against Brian Flores, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Also Caleb for a rushing touchdown today as well.
I like I think a lot of the hate in this game or against the Bears is the hate for Caleb Williams. Everyone and their mother in like all these contests and betting is on the Vikings in this one. I like the Bears. I think the Bears are going to win outright. I mean, they damn near should have won. They should have won that first game of the season. I think it does mean a lot that Ben Johnson knows this Vikings defense. He's seen it a lot before, obviously being with the Lions. I think Caleb Williams has a good game. The one thing that keeps me off the Vikings, and I understand people saying this is the Vikings season. They need to win this game.
They're going for fourth and goal. Run up the middle.
They stopped him. They stopped him. How fucking retarded, dude.
Wow.
But the biggest thing that keeps me off the Vikings is last week they had 13 penalties. 8 of those were false starts, and they were home. This team is not disciplined. Justin Jefferson can't get anything going. I like the Bears today. I think they win. Of course, you can never count the Bears for doing something stupid. They could get a big lead and then blow it and whatnot. But I think ultimately in the end, Caleb Williams is going to do enough to lead the Bears to a victory. I'm curious what you think, Ryan.
I hate the fact that you're both on the Bears because I am on the Bears as well, baby, which is not good when we're all on the Bears. It does not work out well when we're all on the Bears.
It changes today.
But I think it's going to be a tight fucking game. Obviously, we know the problems that they're going to have with that defense, but Caleb's played pretty well against the Brian Flores defense throughout the couple times that he's faced them so far in his young career. I think the team's in a really good place right now, energy-wise. They have not been beating great teams. No offense to the Giants. They have not been beating great teams. And in fact, they lost two weeks ago. They lost to the fucking Ravens without Lamar Jackson. So this team has a lot of fucking problems. There's a lot of holes. There's a lot of fucking injuries on the defensive side of the ball. But I'm feeling it for the Bears. And I gotta go with the Bears. I think it's a toss-up game. And in that, if it's a toss-up, I gotta go with the Bears. Good, better, best. All of it's on the Bears.
Gay.
Panthers, Falcons.
Gross.
This fucking Panthers team. Would we have thought before this season that I would have thought before this season that these records would be inverted? That the Panthers would be sitting at 3-6 and the Falcons would be sitting at 5-5. I'm on the Falcons in this game at home, but I don't feel good about it at all. Michael Penis Jr., fucking loser. Just give the ball to Bijan Robinson and let him fucking go. That should be the policy for this team. But I'm taking the Falcons at home.
Yeah, this one's a coin flip for me. I don't feel confident at all about either team. They're both going to be relying on their run game because you don't know what version of Bryce Young you're going to get. You don't know what version of Michael Penis Jr. you're going to get. So it's all about the run game. And at home, I have to take Atlanta.
And remember, like, we did watch this fucking Atlanta Falcons team get blanked. Didn't they lose 30-0 to the Panthers at Carolina?
Zip. 30 zip. Yep. That was like week 2 or week 3. Yeah.
And I'm still taking the Falcons.
I see why people are on the Falcons. This is the main reason for me is that I'm going to be on the Panthers today is That 30-0 win was a lot closer than what the score ended up being. But the Falcons went up to New England, right? They had a good comeback there, but ultimately fell short. Then they flew across the pond, went over to Germany, played in an overtime game last week, lost. Now they're coming back home, not taking a bye week. And historically, as we've seen, these teams that choose not to take a bye week, over 70% of the time, those teams are trailing or tied in the fourth quarter. You got a Panthers team that can run the ball, and this Falcons front seven that is small. I think that's ultimately what happens here. I don't feel great about it, but I'm going to go with the Panthers, just beating the Falcons because of a terrible spot for them.
There we go. Buccaneers Bills. What a fucking game, man.
I'm excited for this one.
What a fucking game. Bucks Bills. I love the matchup between these guys. I love the fact that Baker and Josh have been like really going back and forth in a very friendly way over the last week, giving little shots at each other. I got the Bills at home. The Bills need this. The Bills desperately need this win. And obviously, I'm not saying the Bucks don't. I'm not saying the Bucks don't want to win, and it would be good for them to win in their division and everything. But the Bills need it. They need a statement win like this against a good team to show that they can figure things out and get back on the right fucking track. And I think it's finally going to happen. Bills.
Whoa. I told you this a few weeks ago, Ryan. I can't bet against Baker Mayfield anymore. I can't do it. Won't do it. I like the Bucks today.
Wow.
You did, but then against the Seahawks, I was like, I'm sorry, Baker, I have to bet against you on this one. And you went with Baker and you lost that game.
We're talking about the Bucks beat the Seahawks, did they not?
Wait, did
they did.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that's the game we were talking about, wasn't it? That's the game that I said don't bet
game
against Baker.
Yeah.
What? Who'd they lose to last week then?
The Patriots.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You picked the Bucks then.
I did.
So that's your policy. Every week you're going to pick the Bucks no matter who they play, and you're going to bet for a Zach Ertz touchdown.
Yeah, and Geno Smith interception.
And throw Dak in there too.
Yeah, Dak's going to pick tomorrow night as well.
What do you got, Will?
Some fun for sports bettors out there. Josh Allen has thrown 5 interceptions this season. All 5 came when Dalton Kincaid was off the field. He's not playing today. Go ahead and bet Allen to throw an interception today. Another fun thing too is Baker Mayfield. His yards are pretty low. I think it's like around 215 or something like that. He's only gone under that twice. Both were NFC South games. Anytime he's not playing an NFC South opponent, he averages 273 yards a game. So I like Baker to get a ton of yards today. Both these teams are banged up. Both need a win. The Bucks losing last week really hurts them because now they got a tough game against the Bills. Then they got to fly out to LA and take on the Rams next week. If they go 0-3 in that stretch, the Panthers are probably going to be in first place in the division after that. Josh Allen is really good, and the Bills are really good against play action on here. They're top of the league with play action. The problem is they don't do a lot of play action. They have the lowest rate of play action, which is play action is exactly what you need to do to beat this Bucks team.
No fucking way.
What happened?
This game's going to overtime,
Going to
probably.
overtime, dude.
Sorry, Will. So
he missed a 56-yard field goal. 10 seconds left. Miami's getting the ball at about midfield.
They couldn't.
They're going to have a chance. They don't have any timeouts. Miami has no timeouts, so they're going to get the ball right around midfield. They do have an opportunity to pick up some yards here in 1 or 2 plays if they can keep getting out of bounds. And they're going to have a shot for the field goal. We'll see. Right now, overtime looks likely.
Ultimately, what this comes down to is I think the Bucks defense is going to show up today. They played the Patriots really physical last week. The Bucks are the best at getting pressure on blitz. Josh Allen really good against the blitz, but if they can't pick up the blitz, Josh Allen is the second worst quarterback in the league when it comes to accuracy when he's under pressure. So I like the Bucks to pull off the upset today.
Love it.
Let's see what they do. Tua drops back. Steps up in the pocket, tosses over. Oh my God!
He dropped it. Waddle
dropped by Waddle.
It. What a
how much time?
4 seconds. It's got to be a Hail Mary. 4 verts.
Yeah,
got to. Like the throw was slightly behind Waddle. He should have had it.
Yeah,
he
I
was
hit him in the
he was
hands.
way more worried about running than he was about catching it. And that would have given them, I mean, they would have got the ball like inside the 45. I still don't know if they would have had a real shot at it. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. Texans, Titans. Now, this is what I say. There's going to be a lot of tight games that I just do not feel comfortable about in this entire fucking week. And we're going to get into a lot of big road favorites and stuff like this throughout the next couple. And Texans, Titans, what a fucking putrid, disgusting game. I have the Texans in this game, and I do think they'll take care of business because the Titans are so fucking bad. But I'm on the Texans.
I'm on the Texans too, and I think they cover that 5.5. Davis Mills threw for 300 yards last week, accounted for 3 total touchdowns, 2 passing and a rushing. I think we see a little bit more of that magic today from Davis Mills. Let's fucking go.
I've been saying this all week. I got a weird feeling about this game that I think this is going to be closer than people think. I was leaning towards the Titans. I definitely like the Titans at 7.5. They're down to 5.5 now. But for my pick here, I'm going to go with the Texans to win this game. My favorite bet in this game that I placed was no touchdown scored in this one at 50-1. Why not? I can see this 9-6 ugly, gross ass game.
Yeah, and remember last week the Texans scored it felt like 25 points or some shit in the fourth quarter. That's when Davis Mills racked up a lot of those numbers. And I just think knowing what we know with Cam Ward and how he's played so far this year and that defensive fucking front for the Texans, I think it's going to be a long day for Cam Ward. But I agree with you. I just don't know if the Texans are going to roll offensively. I think they're going to have a lot of opportunities too, though.
Cam Ward's so bad against good defenses.
You can just say he's bad, you know.
Well, yeah, he's bad, but I mean, especially against good defenses. I mean, it's just. Although that Texas defense didn't look great last week until the fourth quarter.
And then Packers, Giants. Beardo, how you feeling about this one with old famous Jameis?
The Packers stink. Their Monday night performance was awful. Their offense, they don't know what the fuck to do without Tucker Kraft. So, and the Giants get one with Jameis. Just one. Jameis is always good for one. A little bit of weather up there in New Jersey today. Jameis loves that football weather, man. He's blessed. Thanking the Lord to play in some football weather. You know what I'm doing.
You're going Giants?
I'm picking the fucking Giants. Not just to cover, but to win outright.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you not uniting behind a tragic event, losing your quarterback, losing your head coach, all this stuff can pull you together. It can happen. Yep. That's what I said about the fucking Jets last week. You know, all those guys getting traded off kind of unified them. I am going Packers. I agree with you that the Packers are not as good as we all thought they were early on in this. Like, they were a very popular Super Bowl pick heading into the season after getting Micah Parsons. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, man. And then we see that first fucking game, that demolition against Detroit. And I'm like, well, shit, I guess they are fucking good. Ever since then, it's been very just inconsistent.
And weird.
And Jordan Love, I feel like, is inconsistent. And but I do think that they've got it within them to beat the Giants today, even away from Lambeau.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good buy low on the Packers. Their offenses look so terrible the last 2 weeks, especially. But they still have that great defense. I don't know if you saw, Ryan, this week, Colin Cowherd was ripping Micah Parsons in that defense. And I'm like, it's a weird take considering the fact they're the only ones doing anything out there.
Yeah, the only games they've lost is they only gave up 13 or 14 points or some shit, right?
Yeah, all their games they've lost was 16 or less. And it's
the defense has been fine for them.
Yeah. And they only gave up 10 last week and lost. So he was like, we only gave up 60 yards to Saquon. What are you talking about? But
and Colin's like, well, just so you know, Saquon's only gone over 63 times this year. Some shit, acting like it wasn't a big deal. Yeah.
It's like, stop, dude. If anything, you should be focused on this offense. But I do think this is a good bounce back spot for the Packers. They are my survivor pick. I am alive in the $1 million survivor. If the Packers can't beat the Giants here, I deserve to lose survivor. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to win comfortably. It's an ugly weather game, going to be 40-mile-an-hour winds there. Just hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs and just eke out a win. Ugly one.
Ryan, I do have a same game parlay for
Hear
this
it.
over on Prize Picks. Jameis Winston, 2 touchdown passes. Jameis Winston, interception. Josh Jacobs, more on his rushing yards.
There you go. Yeah, it's supposed to be windy there.
Yeah.
Supposed to be windy there. So I
Jameis
like
loves
that.
playing in the wind. You didn't know? He loves throwing in the wind.
He loves throwing picks, so it makes sense.
That's why
And
I
I
everyone,
also think
for
that
a pick.
the Jameis love is a little overblown. I love Jameis, but like he hasn't started. I think he maybe started once last year, and now he gets to start against this Packers defense. Good luck.
He got like 4 starts last year for the Browns.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. He got several starts last year.
Okay.
I think that I see a lot of people in the chat saying Ryan doesn't like the Giants. He's always picking against the Giants. Guys, it has nothing to do with the fact that Beardo is a Giants fan. It has a lot more to do with the fact that they're 2-8. That might be a good explanation, a good reason as to why I am picking against the Giants so often, because I don't think they're very good.
And they blew a 30-point fourth quarter lead.
Thank you.
And they blew a lead to the Bears, by the way.
Yes, we did.
Speaking of blown leads to the Bears, the Cincinnati Bengals are going into town to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. A rematch of that. Was that Thursday night matchup where Joe Burrow beat the Steelers? Monday night? Is that what it was?
Joe Flacco, Thursday night.
Yeah. Well, I'm just fucking all over the place. Yes. Joe Flacco versus old man Aaron Rodgers in the fucking icy hot bowl. We get a rematch, and I do have the Steelers because it's at home. But I would love if the Bengals come in there and beat the fucking Steelers, dude. I would love it.
I also have the Steelers at home. This is another coin flip game, man. It can go either way, but I'm going to take the Steelers just because they're at home.
I love the Steelers here in this spot, little revenge factor. Jalen Warren for the Steelers last time that they played the Bengals had 121 rushing yards. I like him to have a big game today too on the ground. If you're looking for a prize picks or something like that, go over his rushing or more on his rushing. Sorry. The Bengals, when they don't have Trey Hendrickson on the field, which they don't in this game, give up 7.3 yards per carry on first down on average. Think about that. You got second and short if you just run the ball on first down against this Bengals defense. So yeah, give me the Steelers today. Get a win and get a win easy.
And just so you guys know, we did have a big shift. We had Washington got the ball. Washington got the ball to start overtime, and I believe Marcus Mariota immediately threw a fucking pick. Is that what just happened? Yes.
So now they just need a field goal and they win.
Yeah, and they're like on the 20-yard line. So Miami is in very good position. It's almost like you should have kicked a field goal earlier, you stupid fucks. But it does look like they're probably going to win that game. Just so everyone's aware. All right, another road favorite, Chargers against the Jaguars. Will already made his pick about this, I think, last week. I already made my pick last week. I'm going Chargers because I don't think that road performance, road drop off for the Chargers means as much as it does for any other teams. They never have home field advantage. Nobody ever goes to watch them. They don't fucking have fans in LA. So I don't think the raucous Jacksonville crowd, so noted for their loyalty to their fucking team down there. I don't think that that's going to have too much of an impact. And I think Justin Herbert continues to find ways to get it done, even with some major injuries on this team. And I got the Chargers going to 8-3.
I'm also on the Jags. These are games that the Jags win.
I'm on the Jags.
That's it. All I got.
I'm still on the Jags. I love the Jags here. Wasn't it the Jags? I think Herbert's going to see some ghosts out there. Wasn't it? Weren't the Chargers up like 27-0 in that playoff game and the Jags came back and won? Or was that the other way? I think that's what it was. Yeah, Herbert was up 27-0.
I don't know if Herbert's ever won a playoff game.
That's a good question, too. I don't think he has.
I don't think he has.
Yeah. Give me the Jags at home to be able to run the rock. I do a little anti-correlated parlay. I like Herbert because the Herbert's not going to be able. They're not going to be able to run the ball. Their backs are injured. They've got a new offensive lineup there. Basically, I think Herbert's going to throw for over 250, but the Jags are going to win the game.
I mean, that's a pretty normal correlated parlay. You know what I mean? A team gets down and they're throwing a lot. So, yeah. All right, there you have it. Seahawks Rams, game of the fucking week, bros. Game of the fucking week right here.
Yeah.
Two teams that could argue they're the best teams right now in the fucking NFL, not just the NFC West. And I'm on the Rams because it's at home. If this is in Seattle, I'm picking Seattle. It's really just the home field advantage that dictates it for me. Both these teams are playing so fucking well. Matthew Stafford with maybe the best season of his fucking life, dude, right now. And I got the Rams.
I'm going Seahawks, man. I love fading the Rams. Fuck the Rams. So I got to go with the Seahawks.
I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. In their home, big game. Seattle, I don't like that Seattle's last 2 weeks. It's just been too easy for them. This one's going to be tough. Give me the Rams at home. I like both Stafford and Darnold over 250, both to have 2 touchdowns and both to throw an interception.
Ooh.
The Dolphins are kicking a field goal on 1st and 10.
Yeah,
You're
because
so
they're
close
in
to
good
mine.
position.
There you go. They just won.
There you go. That's how you
By
do
the
it.
way, it was the Chargers up 27-0 on the Jags. They ended up losing 31-30 in 2022.
There you go. Dolphins win. 1-0 to start off the week.
Damn it.
Me too. Look at that. Go Dolphins. 49ers Cardinals, another road favorite. Why the fuck is the game just went to finals, almost a change there. But yeah, 49ers Cardinals. I'm on the 49ers on the road. Is it still Mac Jones? Like
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy officially?
Yeah.
Officially official?
Yep.
I am on the 49ers. I do think it's going to be very interesting to see how they play and how Brock Purdy plays now that he's back. Because I think there's a chance that if Brock Purdy struggles in this first game or two back, it could be a quick hook, man.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a quick hook for Mac Daddy Jones.
I can see that too. This one is another coin flip game for me. I don't know what fucking team's going to show up as far as the 49ers go. And with Brock Purdy, I don't trust the 49ers with Brock Purdy as much as I trust them with Mac Jones. At the Cardinals at home, Jacoby Brissett, I'm going Cardinals.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this game all week. I think the Cardinals are live dogs today. I think the value is on the Cardinals, especially at the +3.5. I do like the over, but for picking outright winner, I'm going to go with the Niners on this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals upset them today.
Ravens Browns. This is one of those games that the Browns sometimes find ways to win, right? At home, Browns defense is very stout at home. This Ravens team, it took them a while to really get going against the Vikings last week. Lamar's back. Derrick Henry at 700 yards this season so far. Not bad for someone who's washed. And I do have the Ravens. I'm on the Ravens. Another heavy road favorite, which I will keep talking about. I'm on the Ravens.
I'm on the Ravens too, but I think the Browns keep it close.
I'm on the Browns, baby. We're winning this outright. I got my
Baker?
Browns Baker jersey. Yep, it's a Baker. Let's go. I love Baker today, and I love the Browns today. Browns giving up 11 points at home this season. That's it. Ravens. This is gonna be an ugly weather game. Lamar is at a high risk of injury. When he runs the ball, he hasn't ran since he's been back. He hasn't really ran. I think he's gonna have to run today. Give me the Browns, and I know a lot of people are worried about Dylan Gabriel, rightfully so, but all he has to do is hand it off to Quinshon Judkins. You can run on this Ravens defense. Give me the Browns to pull off the upset today.
There you go. That's a big one right there. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Chiefs Broncos, another
Chiefs
a hell of a game. And I do not think the Chiefs should be favored by 4.5 points at Mile High. I also think the Broncos are a very weird team. They're a very weird team. This is the toughest game for me to pick this week. I feel like the Broncos could easily be fucking 5-5. I also think they could easily be undefeated with some of the way these things have gone for them at the end. I'm taking the Chiefs in the game. I don't think they cover, but I am taking the Chiefs. I don't think they should be favored like that.
I so badly want to pick Denver. because fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I want to pick Denver so bad, but I got to go with the Chiefs.
Andy Reid off a bye, Patrick Mahomes off a bye. The records are phenomenal. Broncos team stinks. So they're the worst 8-2 team we've ever seen. Give me the Broncos at home, baby. They're going to pull off the upset today and knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs, which I should be betting the Chiefs because I have an 8-1 ticket that the Chiefs miss the playoffs. But I like the Broncos today. They're going to win.
There you go. Lions Eagles, another fucking great game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Lions. I'm on the Lions against the Eagles at home. You know, we just saw the Eagles go into Green Bay, into Lambeau, and not put up a particularly impressive performance, but obviously got the job done because Jordan Love sucks. I think that the Lions, a night game for Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, even if it's outside, I'm on the Lions, baby.
I'm also on the Lions, and I think that the Lions could win in blowout fashion. Absolutely curb stomp the Eagles tonight. Not even close.
I think this Eagles team is the Chiefs teams 2 years ago, where they never covered. They're always big favorites, ugly games, and they go like 14-0 in one-score games. They just keep winning. They find a way to win. They play down to their competition. And until they can call the damn tush push right, I'm never going to fade the Eagles. So give me the Eagles at home. No Sam Laporta for the Lions. He's out. That's a big deal. Give me the Eagles to win tonight in an ugly, gross game.
And then the Monday night game, Cowboys, Raiders.
Oh, yeah, I forgot there was football tomorrow night.
What's that?
Nothing.
I didn't hear what you said. But then another road favorite in the Cowboys. I am on the Cowboys in this game at the Raiders, mostly because I think the Raiders are so fucking bad. I think Dak will probably throw for a lot of yards. I'm on the Cowboys tomorrow night. And this game will be visible on YouTube TV.
Yep. I'm going to fade the Cowboys. I'm going with the Raiders. I think both quarterbacks are going to throw for a lot of yards. They're also both going to throw picks. But the Raiders get it done on the ground. I'm going Raiders.
I was considering Cowboys for Survivor. I'm curious how this Cowboys team is going to respond after the Marshawn Nealon stuff and, having a bye, going on the road. It doesn't make me feel good. The fact that everyone, all the money is on the Cowboys to cover the spread, usually not a good sign. But I like the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys tomorrow night to get it done and get a nice road victory.
There's been a lot of money coming in on it, but the line has not changed too much, has it?
No, but it probably will tomorrow. Usually it's day of game, especially since it's standalone Monday night, and everyone bets the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Those are our picks. I think that we are going to see. I'm going to be happy if I go 500 this week. I really am. Just because I think there's so many road favorites. There's so many just good fucking matchups between Lions, Eagles, Bucks, Bills, Chiefs, Denver, and of course, Chicago, Minnesota. Even though not everybody cares about that one as much as I do.
I'm not worried about it, man. I'm going undefeated. Perfect week for me.
You picked the Giants, so that alone would be incredible.
Perfect week for me, man.
Hey, he put his money where his mouth is too. He bet the Giants.
I did. I put a 50 spot on the Giants to win outright.
Alex McCarthy for 2, loyal Jacksonville fan here. Well, that's great. I remember not that long ago when they were tarping up the upper deck seats in your stadium so that it didn't look so empty. I remember those days, even if Jacksonville fans do not, because it was only 8 years ago. But I know there's somebody out there, Alex. Chris Cran, good deal on that jersey you liked, Ryan, not the Bears. Chris Cran sends me this fucking sick jersey, tags me, and it's Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus, Brian Urlacher, multiple signed monsters of the Midway. It's so fucking cool. Then he also sends me a Justin Fields Ohio State jersey. As if I would want that fucking garbage.
Nice.
Justin Fields was so bad. He was so bad in that game against you guys. You watch that. He sucks. This motherfucker sucks. How can you have a fan? It's like the Tebow shit all over again, man. Taker for 5. Ryan, keep in mind, even though the Seahawks are on the road, we're 11-1 our last 12 road games. Haven't lost on the road since September 30th, 2024 against the Lions. I'm not saying you guys are bad on the road. You've been fantastic. What I'm saying is that was the dictating thing to me when looking at that game on a neutral field. It'd be tough to fucking pick a winner, but I'm picking whoever was at home. I think that gives the Rams just a slight edge, slight advantage.
What you mean to say is they're due. They're due for a loss.
It's true.
Dude, Ohio State. I'm just thinking about Ohio State. They have such a weird quarterback history.
Mm-hmm.
So bizarre, dude. Just like the past 10 years. You go from Braxton Miller being your starter with JT Barrett behind him. Coaching staff says, well, Braxton, we're gonna have JT Barrett start. So instead of transferring, Braxton Miller converts to wide receiver and starts wide receiver. Under JT Barrett, you have Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow transfers. How about before that? When fucking Braxton Miller or JT Barrett gets injured, you have Cardale Jones. The fucking college football playoff, and they win a title. And then you have Dwayne Haskins, that fucking bum, gets drafted.
He's dead now, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to say that. He does fucking fentanyl, walks onto a freeway in Florida, butt-ass naked, and gets hit by a fucking garbage truck. That's wild. And then you have Justin Fields. That's crazy. And then you go from Justin Fields to, what's his name? CJ Stroud. Dude, Ohio State quarterbacks are weirred.
Dude, they got a guy on their roster right now. They got a backup quarterback right now that's probably going to win them a title in the next couple of years. You know, that's what Ohio State does.
Remember Terrell Pryor?
Terrell Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
How about Troy Smith?
Who became Terrell Pryor, who then went and became a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, receiver for the Browns and who else?
Raiders?
I think
Raiders. He was a quarterback with the Raiders. He was a quarterback with the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. I guess he did. I don't know if when he played wide receiver.
He was quarterback with the Raiders and then wide receiver with the Browns.
Yeah. Redskins too, right?
And the Redskins, yes. And the Redskins.
Yeah. But yeah, that is pretty fucking nuts, honestly. But I think
he also played for the Jets and Bills in his final year.
Cardale Jones.
We're all caught up. That's it. Those are the games. Games are about to start. I'm excited for today's matchups, dude. Especially that 1 o'clock hour's got a ton of great games. The 4 o'clock hour's got a ton of great games. So it's a great week for football. A great week for football, and I'm excited. Beardo, what do you got going on, man?
I'm just going to be watching football. That's it. Football, and I'll probably barbecue up something.
There you go. Will, what about you?
Glad I don't have to sweat my team losing today with all these great matches. We already got our dub. So I'm going to enjoy the games. Be live tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. as always over on my channel. So come check it out.
Hell yeah. I see Ned Steele says, I love how these guys refuse to say Commanders. I say Commanders when I'm reading it, when we're like talking about it and it's like on the screen. If I'm referring to the past, I usually say Redskins. But here's the thing. When it first happened, I was like, I refuse to say Commanders. Now, because like the Washington fan base are just a bunch of fucking queers and losers that accepted this, that are now still rooting for this team after they got cucked. Fuck you. You don't deserve the Redskins name. Same thing with the Cleveland Guardians. I'm going to call it Guardians now because you guys let your fucking name be taken from you. What pussy shit is that? So yeah, maybe I'll call them Commanders more often.
I always say Commanders because I'm reading off the betting line and then my chat always freaks out. But it's like, because I'm, like you said, I'm reading it.
When you're reading it, it's just right there in front of you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that'll be my policy
Redskins
now.
Because I'm racist.
Always Commanders. Always Commanders. All right. That's it for us. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody.